Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is an energy reading, so the message is going to come to you when it's meant to come to you. The astrology that I'll open up with is definitely a time. It's date sensitive, but the intuitive reading with the oracle cards and then the tarot cards in the extended it's always whenever it comes to you. And there's a new video that comes out every single week. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and then ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Scorpio comes out every single Tuesday by 9 a.m. That's Pacific time, FYI. You guys rock. You really do. So thank you so much for all your support of the channel. I just am overwhelmed by it. This week, it's beautiful. I can't get out of my, I can't get out of the energy of it is so necessary for all this to happen. Now, what is this? Let me explain by starting off with the astrology. Pluto, which of course impacts you, it's your ruling dignitary, has released the sun. No more square to the sun, so no more challenging the ego. That's gone. There is a beautiful trine and sextile. There's a sextile to, I believe, Jupiter and the midheaven, and a sextile to Mercury. So this is a sense of us really being able to find a way to talk about or understand or see the truth to a point where we can make it tangible and audible. Beautiful, beautiful, cathartic way of being able to have the power to express yourself and really show your talents and shine and or dig down and get to the heart of who you are and be able to articulate it. The challenge as we begin this week is that Saturn is square to Mercury at the same time. So we have all this beautiful water energy building up in Pisces. And when we start off the week, there's 6 planets in Pisces. It's amazing energy in Pisces. And what Pisces really speaks to is our capacities, our capabilities, those things in us that we didn't even know were in us, those impossibilities that are possible. There's no such thing as impossible when it comes to Pisces. And there's so much beautiful energy there, except for Mars, which senses a weakness in this area, which feels weakened, which feels threatened. And that could also impact you as well, that there's all this beautiful energy around you that you feel threatened by. Instead of realizing it's for you too. It's so much for you. In fact, the way that Pluto is positioned sextile to the midheaven and Jupiter, it's for you. It's happening for you, not to you. It's happening in aid of you, in assistance of you, not against you. The issue with the restriction that Saturn is putting on Mercury is that it's a lot more direct than the trine between Pluto and Mercury. And so even though there's an ease with connection in the mind and the psyche and the mind and the primal and the mind, there's also a sense of, but nobody's listening, or I can't speak, or I can't, it's not appropriate for me to say. And this could be people around you too. So you could feel this undercurrent of somebody's holding back, or I'm holding back. By the end of the week, what's going to happen, guys, is that moon in Mars, by the end of the week, is just going to make us very volatile. And like our emotions are going to come out really quickly, especially since the end of the week, 2 things happen. Saturn relinquishes its square on Mercury, so there's no more restrictions. Mercury goes into Gemini, so there's definitely no more restrictions. Your brain is popping off like crazy. You're very, very able to articulate things. You're very, very able to intellectually put things together. And then bam, Pluto, which of course affects you, goes retrograde. And this is an introspective time for you when you discover aspects that may have been missed. And it's like almost, for me, it's always this deep investigative energy. So, but it's, remember, Pluto so intimately impacts you, but you're going to feel this to the meta consciousness. Right? It's almost like when the beast when the beast goes into hibernation, but it's not hibernating. It's really ruminating. And especially with its connection that lingers to Mercury, there's this sense of whatever you've been ruminating on, especially when the retrograde first happens, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. So later on this week it could be a volatile week for you, but also a cleansing week. It's like all that pent up emotion flooding out. And what is that flood? Release, catharsis, liberation. Let's get into the cards. Scorpio. Sometimes life stings. This is pain from the past. Give with gratitude and grace. Life is a mystery. Be here now. Okay? Almost in some ways hiding the pain. Giving, giving, giving. Giving, giving, giving. Putting your all in while hiding the pain. Be here now. Seeing beautiful things in front of you. Okay? You are never alone. Being loved. This is really beautiful energy. Freedom is yours, which we just talked about. Be generous of spirit and time to let go. Okay. Let's look at the flow of the cards. Sometimes life stings. Pain. This is in the past, coming from the past. I hope you guys can see it. This is coming from the past, right? Sometimes life stings. This is scorpionic energy. This could be who you've stung, right? Trying to bite somebody in the ass to empower them or inspire them to do better. To do better. And even coming at that like, I'm not going to take credit for it, but ultimately there was just some sense of... I spurred it. I made it happen because I had my eyes on a prize, or I had my eyes on love, or something that I really cared about, that things could be better, right? And then you are never alone. This is love. This is the painful connection with wanting to be loved and seeing the beauty even when you're denied. Seeing the beauty in front of you even when you're denied love. Even when you're denied those things that you desire the most, like hiding in the background. This is classic Scorpio energy in not wanting people to see your softer side. The part of you that really just wants to be loved and connected to and have beautiful things. And it's not even tangible things. It's the beautiful things in life like love. I want love. I want to be loved. I want to be loved for everything that I am, even when I have these spikes coming out of me, right? Even when I have the inability to express myself and show myself. Can't somebody just love me anyway? It's that kind of energy. And then we have freedom is yours. Bam! This is Aquarius energy, and the moon just came out of Aquarius. So it's almost like the cracking of the ice. Hold on. Oh, so horse spirit is sometimes it represents wild and unbridled energy. So these desires finally coming to the surface in a wild and unbridled way, in a way that maybe other people may be intimidated by. Oh my God, I'm getting stampeded here. But really, this is just a sense of, but I want it so much. I love it so much. It's enthusiasm. It's unbridled. It's primal. It can be, and don't take this offensively, it's like immature in that it's not refined. It doesn't know how to contain itself. It hasn't touched upon itself enough to understand how to present itself in a refined way. So this is about energy and feelings coming out in a very clunky, stampeding way. They're honest, they're sincere, they're true, they're pure, and they're exquisitely beautiful, but they're overpowering. This is like a stampede of stallions. It's terrifying while also being gorgeous to watch. And if you can stand back from it and see it from afar, it's extraordinarily beautiful. But if you're in the middle of it, it's horrifying. Right? So that's kind of what's happening, but it's time to let go. And this is the way that it's happening. Time to let go is groundhog spirit. Groundhog spirit is a scorpionic energy. Groundhog is about the psyche. It's about the underworld of the psyche. It's about the things that happen underneath the surface. Our channels, our tunnels, the things that we burrow, the things that we store and hide away. So this is definitely a sense of the flood coming in to purge out those burrows. This can, I'm just going to let you guys know, feel like an attack. I mean, it would feel like an attack to a groundhog, wouldn't it? It'd be like, what is all this water doing in here? I'm getting flooded. That could be very horrifying. However, there is this beautiful energy that ends up here that says courage. And that tells me, in some ways, you are in control of this flow. You are in control of the purge. The cute little groundhog is safely out of the way. It and its offspring are not going to get drowned. This is a purging of just the tunnels themselves that have collected too much gunk. It's almost like the Drano effect, being pushed out, flooded. You're brave enough to see the crap. You're brave enough to see that actually the crap isn't that bad. It's so much easier to deal with when you bring it onto light. It's like airing out your dirty laundry. Now, this lion spirit speaks to the fact that I'm brave enough for this to happen. I have the courage, I have the vitality, I have the energy, and most certainly you do. Also a sense of I'm looking toward the future now. So I can't carry this with me anymore. Now, what is this? All the things that you always wanted, but did not think you deserved or could have or felt like you were denied. It's the truth of those things, the truth of those desires that are flooding to the surface. Why is this a good thing? Because if you don't let the universe, first of all, if you don't allow the flow, you never, ever get the beautiful things. So this is legitimately like declogging a drain. And as unglamorous as that sounds, that's great. Because energetically, that means, guess what? Now people really know what I want. Now people, whether or not I wanted to share it, now it's quite evident. The truth of what I want. Now, this isn't just happening to you, it's happening to people around you. So their desires and their real intentions are going to be super exposed now. That you're going to be extremely comfortable with. In fact, you could be participating in the Drano effect that makes them finally be honest about the situation. And Pluto is definitely positioned to do that, making people, forcing people to be honest at this point. But when it comes to you as a person, there's this energy of, but I'm brave enough to handle this now. And I also know that in exposing others, because this is the Aquarian energy, I also expose myself. And I'm down for that at this point. Because ultimately, I need to breathe. That's what's important for me right now. And the beautiful, beautiful blessing in this energy flow is that when you finally ask for what you really want, that's when you finally get it. Okay, so let's keep going. And that's where we begin, Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio. Articulate to them where exactly this is happening in their life. Articulate to them where exactly this is happening in their life. This is you, but it's in reverse. This is Pluto in reverse. This is a sense of what I didn't get to do. The potential that wasn't recognized, that wasn't realized. Those things that I was denied. The lack of birth. What needs to be purged is what never got a chance to be. And that's you. What parts of me never got a chance to be? Am I brave enough to face them, or am I still going to be angry with them or hurt by them? This is a sense of those aspects of me that never got a chance to be. You will realize that you're still alive, and that those aspects of you that never got a chance to be still have time to be. Where could you be in the next 10 years? Remember, the sun is in Taurus. So Taurus is all about planning for the long term. The moon at the end of the month, at the end of the week, ends up in Taurus. That's when the new moon is here. That's a perfect time for you to say, I never got to do these things. I was stunted. Am I going to be angry about it? Or am I going to do something about it? Am I going to realize I deserve this all along? And so I'm not going to feel angry about what never was. Instead, I'm going to say, I'm still here. And 6 years from now, 7 years from now, what can be? What can be? It's really about taking what could be. It's not as, I can't even say it. I couldn't even say it. That's weird with the energy. Like I couldn't even say horribly sad. You're not horribly sad about this. You are wanting this. You're wanting to see and look at what never was able to be, so that now you can get to work on these things. This doesn't intimidate you. This liberates you and inspires you to get to work on these things. Those things that were denied to you for a very long time. You're able to look at it now without bitterness, without fear, but with the courage to realize my time is now. I'm going to give this to myself. Building blocks is here. Okay? This is one step after the other. And then a change in the wind. Oh, shit. A change in the wind. The tides are turning. And the pieces are falling into place so that you can see very clearly the way through, the way forward. This is a building time for you. In other words, you are now the vehicle of change to the new construction of your life. Now, I mean, in my head, I just heard this could symbolize even like legitimate construction, actually starting to build where you will live, or kind of changing. It's like changing your foundation. This is a foundational change. You purged out that underbelly to get rid of it. Like, let the sinkhole fucking happen so I can see the weakness and be done with it. No more. No more. I don't care that I have to. I'm looking. It's like you're looking for bedrock. You're looking for the bedrock and you find it. And this is where you start to build up. This is really the time when you break ground, hit bedrock, and plant your cornerstone. Hold on. Now it's like these cards might want to talk. Can we get some specifics here? Yeah. Now. 5. Oh, I have been seeing 555 everywhere. 5 is the key component to change. It is also a masculine energy of you are going to lay a foundation in something that you were robbed of. And the fact that you were robbed of it is the inspiration for the foundation. It's also you finally allowing yourself to be loved and nurtured. Instead of being bitter, instead of being angry, instead of holding on to that pain and suffering, it's like, now, but I deserve it, so I'm going to get it. Doesn't matter how long it's going to take. What matters is now I know I deserve it. This is laying the foundation and also changing the way that you, Let me just pull these cards because I want to get deeper into 5. Look where you see 555 this week. I'm seeing it everywhere. Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. So there's not only a change to you, it's how people see you, welcome you, and experience you. And then Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Done. That's beautiful. And then harness my mystical power. Have you been standing in the way of your own power with all your hurt and suffering? Wherever that is, that clog is done. If that clog is pushed through, harness my mystical power. Right there, you can see it. That's the change. The change came in you. When people try to confront you this week, the confrontations is like, but I choose love. I know that sounds really wimpy, but ultimately it's just a sense of, after my explosion, I choose love. I choose the idea that I have a right to be loved, that I have a right to be nurtured, that I have a right to take care. This could actually be making peace with a mother or a mother figure in your life, or making peace with your children, because it's not worth it. It's realizing what's worth your energy and what's not, and refusing to waste your energy. Let's get into tarot. The link is below. I can't wait to share it with you.